Outside now, it's 33.
Right now, our winds are at 23 miles an hour. We got snow falling, and I don't know that we needed to hear that woman's intestinal sounds during that commercial.
We never do.
No. It's very troubling.
They decided that's going to sell the product.
Evidently.
The sounds of intestinal distress.
Evidently.
Well, I was not going to buy that product before, but now that I know what it sounds like,
glad they had a focus group on that.
Yes, clearly.
It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock, the mighty 1630 KCJJ.
Yeah, joined by Ryan Bobst from the North Liberty Pantry. Now, is this a regular visit for you, or are you coming in for a specific reason today?
This is a regular visit I've got.
Well, because I do have something we can talk about.
I'd be happy to.
You got a cookie walk coming up this weekend.
That is at the First United Methodist Church.
Yes, and it mentioned that it mentioned you somewhere in here, didn't it? Are you a part of this at all? Because I searched for North Liberty Pantry, and this is the first thing that came up in our email.
There are some volunteers that happen to be at that church that are promoting that. So
okay, well, I'm glad I brought that up then. I did try to do some research, and I'm like, oh, that's the first thing that came up. This must be their fundraiser. Literally printed up like 5 minutes ago.
Everybody likes cookies.
Cookies are good.
Yeah.
Cookies are good. And it's in North Liberty.
That's right.
You can bring some cookies to the pantry if you'd like.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Don't listen to that last commercial, though.
Don't listen to the last commercial.
You might lose your appetite.
It's not good. But see, as a pro, I prepared more than one thing. For example, I know last month Rob Sand, he's running for governor. I don't want to get too political, but it does seem like Rob Sand is more open to helping places like the North Liberty Pantry and other community pantries to thrive, whereas the current government is not as friendly toward those organizations. Is that safe to say?
I would even go a little bit further and say the opposite is true, that Rob Sand came out to visit the North Liberty Community Pantry to learn more about the effects of the SNAP disruption that was happening on November 1st, and we had heard nothing from our current state administration.
So what did you tell him? What did he hear? What did he learn?
Yeah, so he got to hear that 10,000 residents in Johnson County went without $1.7 million in SNAP assistance starting on November 1st, and that those folks were going to start shopping at pantries. They hadn't planned on it, but he also got to hear about one of the neighbors we serve, Kiana, who receives $467 a month for her household of 6 from SNAP, and how difficult it was to plan, especially around the holidays coming up, for what she was going to do to make sure her family had enough food. So she was making difficult choices about delaying paying bills and incurring late fees and going into a worse financial situation in order to make sure her children had full bellies.
And since then, I mean, that was what I think it was like maybe November 1st he visited.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about a month and a half ago now. Mm-hmm. So what have you seen? Have you seen increased people coming in after the SNAP benefits and all that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So
you've noticed an increase. Okay.
We have seen a pretty dramatic increase. November actually was a record-setting month for us. We served 811 unique households, which, for context, that surpassed all of the unique households we served in the year of 2022. So just a couple years ago, we only served 775 unique households throughout the entire year, but the volume of need has gone up, and then the rate at which people are shopping has also increased. So what we heard from new families especially was that because of the SNAP disruption, they had to go into debt to afford groceries the first 2 weeks of the month, or they had to make difficult decisions about not paying for certain bills like utility bills or rent, even delaying and incurring late penalties, and just a really difficult financial situation for a lot of households that's going to probably take a few months for those households to recover from. I think the other difficult part that we shared with Rob Sand is that disruption, that 2-week window without SNAP, is what the state of Iowa could look like in 2027 because of the reconciliation bill that was passed in the summer of 2025. That the state cost sharing would put Iowa on the hook for about $50 million to participate in SNAP, which is Iowa's never had to pay money into it. It's always been a federally administered program that the state passes the funds through on to eligible households. And it seems difficult to imagine the state finding resources to cover those costs. So we're concerned for our neighbors today, but we're also concerned for the future.
Do you, and I think I already know the answer to this question, do you have any hope that with the legislature convening next month that maybe something will get done at that level?
We are certainly going to be advocating for that to be the case, but I hear the primary objective is property tax relief continues to be top of mind for this administration, and I think also has been explicitly shared that Iowans need to get used to receiving services differently, because there's just no more money left to cut, so they're going to be offering less services in the state. So when that's the current benchmark that we're looking at, and we're trying to seek additional funds from the state to support SNAP recipients, it looks bleak.
You may need to have a fundraiser, like a cookie walk of some sort or something.
Right.
What can people do to help? I know it's Christmas time. People want to buy gifts and stuff like that. But obviously, organizations like yours are critical now as much as any time of year, maybe more so.
Yeah, absolutely. So we saw an outpouring of community support during that time. So we received record levels of donations that allowed us to keep our shelves full. So not only did we keep up with that growing demand, but we rose to meet that need. So financial donations allow us to go a lot further. I've had people ask, if I go to the grocery store and buy a shopping cart worth of food, is that helpful? The answer is yes. It's always going to be helpful. And if you gave us the monetary value for that shopping cart, we could buy 5 or 6 shopping carts. So because of the partnerships that we have with wholesale distributors, we can stretch those dollars further. But we saw the community and the generosity of residents across Johnson County really step up to help their neighbors. And that is really the most helpful thing that can be done right now, that will allow us to offer variety and choice for neighbors, as well as proteins and produce and important items that every household needs.
You know, the thing with this current Republican Party and administration, and it was demonstrated again last night when Trump spewed, you don't have to buy them a bunch of pencils, and I don't understand where the pencils come into. Pencils are pretty cheap. Or $37. I don't know of anybody that really gets $37, but they're so out of touch with what people are going through. When the government shut down, it's shut down before, and they've never taken SNAP benefits and shut them down. This time they did. It's just, it's become a society of the haves and have-nots, and the haves are by far leading. And when you say have-nots, you do think of the poor people, but the people in the middle too are being thrust into this with the prices at the stores.
That's right. And in looking at data from families we serve, we now have surpassed 4,400 unique individuals that we've served this year at the pantry, and we're now serving 1 in 7 residents of North Liberty. So that is very true, that even folks with potentially view themselves in a middle income situation, or they have some resources. 65% of the people we serve also are employed. And another 20% are either retired or have disability income. And so a large majority of people already have some income source and they still can't make it.
That's the biggest lie, too, is that people just want to sit on their ass and collect a check. It has never, ever been like that. My father managed Illinois' unemployment compensation offices. And his biggest problem that he had was convincing people that lost their jobs to take the unemployment compensation. They thought it was welfare. Mm-hmm. They didn't want to go on welfare when in fact they had paid into it, and the employers had paid into it. Mm-hmm. And he had to convince them to take it. Mm-hmm. People don't want to. The majority of people, yeah, you got people that but it's a slim factor in the majority of people. Majority of people want to work and contribute.
Yeah, and that's exactly who we see. We see working households and people that are really struggling to meet their families' needs, and that's what they want to do. They want to make sure their families have food on the table and that they've got a roof over their head and that they have warm running water and that they've got heat in the winter months. And it's hard when people are working multiple jobs to try to make ends meet. And yeah, then there's the stereotype or bias out there that exists that is far from reality.
And you're in a unique situation with North Liberty versus, say, like an Iowa City or Coralville because of how fast growing your community is. Mm-hmm. You see a community growing as fast as North Liberty, one of the fastest growing communities in Iowa. And sometimes you can kind of outgrow the infrastructure. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You get too big for the services to catch up, and that's where you act as a safety net. So you really do need to be, because we've talked about this when I started here. You were a closet in a church, mm-hmm. basically.
Yep. And
now you just said you're serving 1 in 7 North Liberty residents.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just in the last probably 15 years or so that I've been here. Or I've been here 20, but I think we only talked in the pantry about 15.
And you drive through North Liberty, or you drive through Iowa City or Coralville or anything, you see all the construction going up, you see all the nice buildings and everything, and you don't get it that in the community, like Table to Table serves 1 out of every 5 people mm-hmm. in this community. It's in this county, and the county is 161,000. So that's a lot of people that need these services. That's a lot of people. We just don't realize it because on the outside everything looks so good. I'm going through, my wife's got serious medical issues. She's got ALS. And I've worked all my life, and I've been really fortunate. And I'm still fortunate, don't get me wrong. I haven't had to use those services. But it's damn tight because of, the medical bills and prescriptions. We've got insurance, and what it doesn't cover mm-hmm. makes it tight. So if I can be worried about paying the bill, I can only imagine I can't imagine people that are less fortunate than I've been. Mm-hmm. It's just it's a hard time, and the economic situation has certainly made more people experience that pinch. But that's why we're here. And until we live in a society where we don't need food pantries and we don't need great organizations like Table to Table, we're going to keep doing that work to the best of our ability. So that's been the wonderful timing of our new facility and trying to grow to meet this demand. We were reflecting, we've already distributed over 850,000 pounds of food this year. We distributed 732,000 pounds last year out of our small space, and that was maybe about the capacity because we were already asking Fairway and Field Day Brewing Company to hold meat for us on different occasions because we had no more room. But more and more people...
Like borrowing their refrigerators and stuff? Wow.
Yep. But more and more people continued to need assistance. So the timing was great for us to have that wonderful community support and open that bigger space so that we could have the greater capacity to meet the need we're seeing.
Anything else we should mention? Do you have any events coming up or anything like that?
On January 26th, in the new year...
My birthday.
Monday evening...
Oh, wow.
We will have our annual Stone Soup Supper event, our 17th annual.
Oh, yeah. We've talked about that before.
Yeah, this year we'll get to have that at the Hy-Vee Event Center at the North Liberty's new Centennial
Park. So you have
Park.
to be stoned to get into...
Yeah, but you could eat all the soup you want.
Sorry.
We would serve you. Yes.
Well, we'll talk more about that next month then.
Sounds good.
We should be. If that's your birthday, we should let people get into national parks for free on that day.
Yeah. Why don't we do that? Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.